Hey guys, it's Mike and welcome to Autovlog. In today's video, we're taking a look at the all-new 2017 Ford Fusion. Personally, I've been waiting for this car to come out on the market here for a while. As many of you might know, if you've been following the channel for a while, is that I do have a 2015 Ford Fusion myself. Today's video will probably be a little longer than normal. I'm going to be as thorough as possible, so I'm going to put timestamps below the video here in the description box, so you can jump to your favorite part of the car if you just want to see the test drive or the interior shots and so on. But with no further ado, let's take a look at the all-new 2017 Ford Fusion. Okay, so for 2017 there has been several upgrades. I'm going to do my best to guide you through all of them here. We're going to start with the exterior and take a look at the upgrades for front fascia, rear fascia, talk a little bit about new colors, new engines, and so on. This color right here is a new color for 2017. It is called Burgundy Velvet, and it actually replaces the color that I have on my car, which is the Bronze Fire Metallic. That is being discontinued for 2017, and instead we are getting this color right here. It is darker than the color that I have. It is metallic, and for 2017 two new trim levels are available as well. That is the Platinum and the Sport trim level. But if we take a look at the rear fascia here, you see the difference in the taillight design and then the metal or chrome strip across. And for those of you that are not that familiar with the Fusion, I'll show you the rear of my 2015 Ford Fusion. This rear fascia is going to have to grow on me, I think. I still think that my 2015 Fusion looks a little better, but that's just my opinion. So this trim level here is the SE, and it is all-wheel drive as well. And you see it has dual exhaust tips because of the 2-liter EcoBoost engine. New for this year as well is new 18-inch machine aluminum wheels, sitting on two 35/45 diameter tires. And now we're back at the front of the new Fusion, which is my favorite part. It looks really good. The main thing I like is the new headlights, the design, and finally the Fusion has LED daytime running lights. A feature that was missing on the old Fusions. For some odd reason it was available for several other models, such as the Focus, the Ford Escape, the Explorer, the Edge, and so on. But this just makes the car look so much better. And also here we have LED fog lights, and we have a chrome strip accent around the fog, which I love. It looks really, really good. And as I mentioned already, The engine in this 2017 Ford Fusion SE is the 2-liter EcoBoost, 245 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. Lights. And one difference is if this was a titanium, on the old titaniums it covered the whole tail light. It does not do that anymore. Now this is an SC, it wouldn't do that anyway, but that's just something that I will miss. Open up the trunk here, you have a button that sits right there. Also you have the backup camera lens. The Fusion has 16 cubic feet of cargo space, and the seats fold down for additional space. And as on all Fords, you have the capless fuel tank system. Never have to mess around with a cap. No smelly fingers. It's just very convenient. I love that feature with my own car. No gas cap dangling around and scratching up the paint and such. The Ford Fusion has a 15.7 gallon tank. Now the Fusion has gotten a new key fob for this year. Very nice look in my opinion compared to the older one. You have your lock button or unlock button, your lock button, remote start, trunk release, and your panic button. So to remote start the car, hit once on the lock button and double click. Check out these lights again. Turn it off by hitting once. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, I just love the new front fascia. That is definitely an upgrade for the when it comes to the looks of the Fusion. Now, being that the Ford Fusion has smart key access fob, which this fob is that we just took a look at, you don't really have a key. You just keep this in your pocket. And all 4 door handles have sensors behind the door handle and on top of the door handle. So you can lock the car, or you can unlock the car by putting your hand on the door handle, and then you can lock it by putting your finger on that sensor. So we're just taking in the looks of the new Fusion here, so you can see it from every angle. But as it is starting to rain here while the sun is shining, I think it's time that we jump inside and take a look at the interior. So it's locked. Put your hand on the door handle, it unlocks. So let's take a look at the door here first. Now this is an SC with the luxury package, meaning you get the leather interior, 10-way power seat for the driver, and also memory settings for 2 drivers. You have automatic windows down and up for all 4 windows. Your cup holder here and other cubby space. Soft leather armrest here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car up. It's very muggy and warm outside in Pittsburgh today, so I need to get some air conditioning on. Push button start. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm going to turn the air down a little bit. Keep it on cool. Now, getting inside the Fusion here, it is a very familiar feeling for me who already has a Fusion. And for those of you that have one as well, you won't, be surprised. It won't feel brand new, even though it's been refreshed. And let's just talk about the things that are different right up front here in the interior of the car. And let's start with this feature right here. No longer do you have a gear lever sitting right here. You have a dial that you turn to get the vehicle into gear. So turn it all the way to the right to put it in drive, and then you have neutral, reverse. That displays the backup camera, and then into park. So this feature here, I think, is going to have to grow on me a little bit. I'm so used to having a gear lever right here. Although I do like this as well, because it opens up a lot of space. So for the new Fusion, you have cup holders to the right instead of having them right here on the old car. And it also opens up a lot of space here. It's easier to access this compartment here and the cubbies that you get. Also the 12-volt and the USB outlet right there. You also get an extra cubby right here that you didn't have earlier. Keep your phone or coins or what have you. And then you also have an extra cubby right here. So a lot more space in this area without the gear lever. Previously, the gear lever was located right here, and I'll show you a clip from my car, which is a 2015. So for those of you who are not that familiar with the Fusion yet, you can see the difference. But the gear lever was here, so it was just harder to get to this area right here. So I do like that. Then you have your electronic parking brake. Put your foot on the brake. You pull up to engage. Push it down to disengage. Standard on all Fusions. Now for the middle armrest here, you have 2 different levers right here. Use the one to the left and it opens up the whole compartment. Use the one on the right, and you have a top compartment here where you can keep coins and wallets, or small 22 pistol, maybe tampons, whatever you want. And then open up the whole compartment, and you have another USB port and a 12-volt down there. And then just storage space. It's pretty deep. You can store a lot of stuff in there. Alright, so if we move along to the center stack here, this part beneath the touchscreen is the same as on a 2016 SE, where you have touch buttons here for climate and your heated seats, and then just all your other climate controls. volume button here. And then new for 2017 is Sync 3. Finally, it's available for a Ford Fusion. I have a separate video doing a review of this infotainment system, so I'm not going to go through it all in this review here. I'm just going to provide a link for you to check that out more in depth if you're interested in knowing more about Sync 3. But just to go through it real quick here, you have a menu bar down here that's always available. So you have your climate or your audio, different sources, AM, FM, Sirius, Bluetooth, and then climate. Very responsive as well. Phone availability to connect to different apps, and then your settings screen, and you can swipe just like on a smart tablet. And if this Fusion here was equipped with the navigation, you would be able to zoom by pinching just like on a phone. So it's a very nice system, very user-friendly, quick and responsive, and I like that. Some people feel like the My Ford Touch system maybe looks a little better, and I might agree with that, but user-friendliness is key for me, so I do like Sync 3 a whole lot better. So let's check out the steering wheel here. You have your cruise control buttons right here, and then the buttons on the left side of the steering wheel control the left instrument cluster. We'll go over that in a second. And then you have your voice activation button here to control everything in the vehicle basically, but I'll give you a demonstration here.
Please say a command.
Frank Sinatra.
Tuning to Frank Sinatra. Please say a command.
Temperature 61 degrees.
Did you say 61 degrees?
Yes.
Setting temperature to 61 degrees.
So you see how easy it is to use that. Obviously temperature is quicker to maybe go like this and just change it with the buttons, but that whole system is designed for you to never really have to take your hands off the wheel. There's over 900 voice commands. I probably use 5 of them myself and I maybe use or know 10 of them. So there's so much you can do. It's a very nice system, and I definitely use it, but it's mainly to make phone calls, change the radio station real quick, but that's about it. So, and then we have the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel, control the right instrument cluster. Show you that here now. You can basically toggle between your entertainment, AM, FM, Sirius, and if your phone is synced up, you can toggle through the Bluetooth settings and listen to music and so on. And then you have your phone here. You can see call logs, missed calls, last made calls, that kind of thing. And then obviously we have our speedometer here in the middle, and then the screen on the left here, that's where you have all your trip information. You have display modes, digital tachometer, then your fuel gauge and temperature gauge, you have tire pressure monitor, digital speedometer, intelligent all-wheel drive system. This is new for 17, having this screen here. I don't have this on my 2015, but it's just very nice to see what wheels are in motion at what time, distance to empty, and so on. And then you have your trip meters or trip computers, fuel economy, driver assist settings. So this Fusion here is equipped with a lot of technical features, like the blind spot information system sits right there. A light will come on whenever someone's in your blind spot. And then you have cross traffic alert, and also the lane keeping system, which is that little car right there. We'll go over that more on the test drive. And then on each side of the steering wheel here, you have paddle shifters over here as well, which was previously only available for the 2.0 engine. Now it is also available for the 1.5 EcoBoost, and then obviously for the 2.7 coming out later this summer. Now the steering wheel can be adjusted at tilts and telescopes for your preferred driving position, and just lock it into place. You have your light switches right here, turned all the way to the right, and you have your automatic lights. And then you have your fog lights there, interior dimming, and then your trunk popper as well. We take a look up here, we have the sunroof, which is controlled by these buttons right here. Then you have your shade manually. So you can obviously tilt the sunroof with that button right there. And then also you have buttons here for your lights. This button is for if you want the lights to come on whenever you open the door or not. Then you have your sunglass holder. This is pretty similar to the older Fusions as well. Universal garage door opener. Vanity mirrors with lights on both sides. You have a little clip right there as well. So sitting in the 2017 Ford Fusion, I'm very familiar with the interior and everything. I mean, it hasn't changed that much. I love these seats. They're extremely comfortable. It is a very nice car to drive and ride in for longer trips as well. I can vouch for that because I've owned a car like this now for a year and a half. So from the driving position, it's definitely very, very comfortable. Also for the passenger, these leather seats they're perfectly soft and comfy. But what we'll do is jump in the back seat. Yeah, this is my preferred driving position right here, and I'm 6'2", so headroom it's good. I mean, I've never felt that I'm about to hit my head in the ceiling or anything. So let's check it out for the rear passengers. And that honking you heard right there is the vehicle letting me know that I stepped out of the car with the smart key access fob left in my pocket. All right, so before I jump in here, you can see what type of room that I'm going to be having. So luckily the seats are carved for better knee room, which helps out. But if I'm sitting behind someone my height, then it is a little tight. Headroom is carved here as well to help with headroom. So yeah, I'm almost hitting my head. But it works. It definitely does. But you know, this isn't a Rolls Royce or anything. You have a fold down armrest here with cup holders. As you can see, the headrests are adjustable. Push this button in here to get it down. Give you another view of the interior from the back. Now down here you have a 110 volt power plug. That is an option though. And then you have a 12 volt down here as well. Still have old-fashioned mat pockets in the back, and then cup holders back here. and storage compartments. I'll jump back out here and give it another walk around before we jump in and take it for a spin. So obviously you guys let me know in the comment section what you think of the rear fascia versus the front fascia of the new 2017 Ford Fusion. I do like the wheels, they are nice. And that is an option. While we're out here, we'll take a look at the sticker. This car sticker's at $34,595. See the optional features here. It has lane keeping system. The 18-inch wheels are an option, $695. That's the Sync 3 tech package, and so on. Now with this engine, the gas mileage has actually gone down. I don't know why, but with this engine, in my car, it's rated at 31 highway, with all-wheel drive, that is. 25 on average, and 22 city. I guess they saw all my reviews and heard how much I was bitching about the gas mileage not being correct. So good on you, Ford. Be honest, I like that. Although the highway mileage, I can vouch for that. I get 32 at times, so you know, they didn't really have to change that. All right, let's go turn the lights on one more time so we can see here. All right, so I think it's time to take it for a drive. And before we take it for a drive, there's one more feature I want to show you that I noticed here when I was driving the car around, and that pertains to the turn dial shifter here. I currently have it in drive, and I've actually made this mistake before, and that is opening the door before putting the vehicle in park. Now when you do it with this new turn dial gear shifter here, if I open the door while it's still in drive, it puts it in park for you, which is very nice when it comes to forgetful people like myself. But let's go. This car, basically, when you drive it, it's not much different from driving my 2015. The engine is the same, the drivetrain is the same. It has the all-wheel drive system. But when I was looking at buying a car, now obviously I was more biased to buying a Ford because I work in a Ford dealership, I sell them, and I get better deals on Ford. But I've driven most of the vehicles in the mid-size sedan segment if you look at the same price range. So if you look at a Honda Accord, Hyundai Sonata, Ford Fusion, the Kia, and so on, not many of the mid-size sedans offer all-wheel drive. The Ford does it, the Chrysler 200 does. And from what I've heard is they're discontinuing the Chrysler 200. I might be wrong about that. Anyhow, and driving most of these sedans in the same class, there is no car that can touch the Ford Fusion when it comes to handling and being a driver's car. That is my opinion, obviously. But I've driven most of them, and the Ford Fusion definitely is a driver's car. It sits extremely well on the road, and I can vouch for this all-wheel drive system. The stock tires from the factory, they handle very well in winter, and the engine is very capable. The 240 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. As I already mentioned when we were doing the exterior walk around, even at higher speeds, you feel that torque come on if you really need to punch it. You pass someone on the highway or whatever. I love this engine. However, if I were to buy a Fusion again, I'm definitely going with the 2.7 EcoBoost that is coming out, the V6 with twin turbo, just for, oh wow, now I'm feeling, I was feeling the lane departure warning there. Actually works very well. I got off topic there, I'm sorry. But this specific Fusion here is equipped with the lane keeping system, which is a system that if you gear out of lane without using your turn signal and you're above 40 miles an hour, you'll feel a vibration in the steering wheel, which I just felt when I was kind of cutting corners there in this windy road, or on this windy road here. It can be turned off by the click of a button, but as long as you use your turn signal, you won't notice it. So basically, it's just a safety feature. Let's say that you're falling asleep at the wheel. It'll let you know from the steering wheel vibrating, and you see on the instrument cluster here as well. That's a brand new car. I'm not really gonna be driving it hard, but the additional 5 horsepower, we will have to see if that actually makes a difference from the original 240 horsepower. But however, I mean, I've driven this car myself for a year and a half now, and it is such a comfortable car to drive. These seats aren't really the same that I have in mine, but they are very soft, and I love them. I've taken the Ford Fusion on longer test drives, and the gas mileage I can vouch for. I get 31 or over on the highway with all-wheel drive, 33 without. If you have the front-wheel drive system, it's always harder to keep that fuel economy in check when you're doing the city driving. And if you've seen some of my videos, you have heard me voice my opinion on the numbers that Ford put out for city fuel economy. But nevertheless, the pros outnumber the cons when it comes to the Ford Fusion. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of the refreshed 2017 Ford Fusion. In my opinion, the front fascia looks better, but the rear fascia, that's still something that's gonna have to grow on me. I still think the older Ford Fusions look better. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If this was your first time checking out the channel, please watch some of my other videos. If you like them, hit that subscribe button for future reviews like this. Remember to follow on Instagram @Autovlog. See you next time.